Right then, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. I know it's Christmas and I realise I'm 5 minutes late on, but at the end of the day, I just think it's important to keep the Monday motivation up, especially even with what's going on where we are at the moment into this tier 4 lockdown. I think it's important that we continue thinking about our lives and trying to keep as positive as possible. So, Monday motivation, there's a few things on my mind. What's your legacy is something that's come up just this morning, even with a few emails that I've had this morning. Your legacy is something that's really, really important. I think when I was younger, perhaps my legacy wouldn't have been that great. It would have been okay. But now I think it's much better. I think having the Life Remixed book coming out will be better for my legacy. At the end of the day, I think it'll be something that people will be interested in. In the future, I want it to be even better. I want it to be even bigger. I want to do more to help more and more people on the planet and help people recover from all kinds of issues. It could be a health crisis, could be financial crisis, could be a relationship crisis. But at the end of the day, I've been through them all, and I just want to share my perspective and what I've learned and how things have changed for me for the better. Yes, it's a crisis that we're all in at the moment, and we're all having to just suck it up and get through Christmas. But at the end of the day, things will change. This too shall pass, as Lewis was saying last night. But what will your legacy be? His legacy, obviously, he's very comfortable with that. I made my peace with my legacy some years ago. I think there's a great line in The Shawshank Redemption. Andy Dufresne says it comes down to a simple choice: get busy living or get busy dying. And the point is so many people live in these fears, and these fears can stop us from actually achieving things. One of the or two of the major fears from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. One of them is disease, and one of them is death. And these two fears can actually stop us living our lives. And really, if you actually think about that, it's pretty bizarre. Because if you've got a fear of death, ultimately you can't change it unless they come up with some amazing thing that just injects us and keeps us going forever. But the point is that you can't change it. So why would you get busy dying? Why would you spend your entire time thinking about death? If you watch the news at the moment, those two major fears of disease and death have taken over. They've completely taken over. And before it was a fear of poverty. 10 years ago, 2008, 9, 12 years ago, it was a fear of poverty. That was the big one, wasn't it? Oh, there's no money. We're all going to be skint. We're not going to have any money. Massive fear went around the world, stopped things working for a few years. Now it's a fear of disease and death, and that's what's going around. And it's absolutely fascinating to me to watch humanity do this to itself every 10 years or so. Think and Grow Rich, he said 7 years. Now it's about 10 by the looks of it, 7 to 10 years. Good morning, Bernadette in Twickenham. Great stuff to have you here. At the end of the day, that continual fear cycle just keeps going over and over and over and over again throughout humanity. But what it does do, it does give us an opportunity to have a look at ourselves and say to ourselves, well, hang on a minute, is this the way I want to live? Because when I ended up with a disease, that was when I decided I didn't want to live that way. And I wanted to be at ease, and I wanted to feel better, and I wanted to be in a better place. So just remember that: get busy living and get busy dying. If I'm talking about disease, there's a great thing here in The Secret about the secret to health. Dr. Ben Johnson says we all come with a built-in basic program. It's called self-healing. You get a wound, it grows back together. We all know that. If we cut our hands or something like that, it will heal back up. You get an infection, the immune system comes and takes care of those bacteria and heals it up. The immune system is made to heal itself. Just think about that. That's not just a little cut on your hand. That's the entire body. The entire body is made to heal itself, provided we think right and we feel right and we put all the right things into it. The body's made to heal itself. Any pain you've got right now has got a message, and it's important to understand self-healing. Really important. By the way, not negating doctors or medicine or the NHS or anything like that. All incredible people helping other people. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Ultimately, our responsibility is self-healing. Bob Proctor, same book. Disease cannot live in a body that's in a healthy emotional state. Your body is casting off millions of cells every second, and it's also creating millions of new cells at the same time. So if your body's casting off millions of cells and creating new cells, how could a disease stay in the body for a long time? Well, surely it can only be kept in there by thought. It says here, Dr. John Halligan says, in fact, parts of our body are literally replaced every day. Other parts take a few months, other parts a couple of years, but within a few years, we each have a brand new physical body. So if you cast off any of the negativity and the stress and anything like that, within a few years, you can create yourself back to health. That's what I did. I read some of this stuff and I got my head around it and went, wow, okay. So the pain in my body is not permanent. It's something that I can play a part in changing. We all know about a placebo effect, don't we? A placebo effect would be something like a sugar pill, a little pill or something. But you tell the patient that it's going to be just as effective as this other medical pill that the other people are going to take or that they're going to take. Take the placebo and the patient still gets better. Well, the only explanation to that is that it's the certainty of saying, oh, we'll take this and you're going to be great. So, morning, Dean. Great to have you on board. So it's really, really interesting. It's really interesting. Read some books because there's some great information out there. This one out here, You Can Heal Your Life, really, really important book as well. Fascinating to read, and also helps many, many people get over emotional issues. Some of these emotional issues that come up can actually cause vibrations in the body. It's fascinating to learn. It's fascinating to understand. So do give these books a read and give them a try for yourself. Having got over my own incurable disease, I do understand what's going on there. So I hope that at the end of the day that some of this stuff can spark some good information and for you to get out there and read a few things, because there's some interesting information that can help everyone. Talking about success and a bit of Monday motivation, I always like to talk about a bit of success as well, because health, wealth, happiness are all really, really important. Morning, Matt. How are you, mate? The size of your success is measured by the strength of your desire. The desire of your dream and how you handle disappointment along the way. And that's so important. The size of your success is measured by the strength of your desire and the size of your dream. Also, how you handle disappointment along the way. I think if you talk to any successful person that's been, good morning, Lewis. Thank you, mate. Yes, very, very good messages came in last night, this morning. I've seen those. Robert Kiyosaki saying how you handle disappointment along the way. Winston Churchill. These are successful guys. Winston Churchill, who said about going from success is going from disappointment to disappointment with no less loss of enthusiasm. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're going through a moment at the moment where even myself over the weekend, I was feeling a little bit sad about the changes for Christmas. But ultimately, no loss of enthusiasm. Back here on a Monday morning, seeing some friends and talking to people online, it's great. So at the end of the day, just handle that disappointment along the way and keep bouncing back and keep bouncing back. And the quicker you do bounce back, the better things are going to be. So really, really important to you understand about the connection for health, wealth, and happiness and success. And obviously, Life Remixed and what I'm doing here is designed to help people actually grow and become major achievers in life. But you can't get anywhere if you haven't got your health. Health is wealth. If you start with your health, I know this from personal experience, start with your health, get it right, and you're going to be in a really, really good place. You do have to take a few risks along the way. You have to put yourself out there. Not everyone's going to love it, but at the end of the day, you take a few risks and you put yourself out there. Prove yourself, take action, whatever it is for you, take a few risks. It's got to be calculated risk and you've got to think it through, but you do have to take some risks. You can't just live in a plastic bubble wrap bubble wrap thing for the entire life. You can't do it. So at the end of the day, you've got to put yourself out there. But do take a few risks, but make sure they're calculated risks, of course, and that's what we help with as well. Last one for this morning. Opportunities don't happen, you create them, and you do create everything from your mind. Every little thought has a result. It comes out. The more you hold on to thoughts, if they repeat and repeat and repeat, and they impact onto your subconscious and your emotions, then obviously they become reality. I had to realize that I created all the pain, all the disease, all the bankruptcy, everything. I had to create all of that. I did create all of that with consistent negative thinking and doubt and worry and anxiety. And that was really something that kind of blew my mind, because ultimately taking the responsibility for it meant that I could change it and I could do something positive with it. And once I started to do something positive with it, I just thought in a better way. I thought in a better way. I studied 500 Millionaires from Think and Grow Rich with Napoleon Hill. I studied. I got myself up. I hauled myself back up, and now I'm more successful than I've ever been. And it's only because I'm in a good vibration. Swavek says, "You are what you think." Exactly. You are exactly what you think about. What you think about is what you bring about. These phrases are long, this is thousands of years of philosophy from successful people who've risen up to do something important. Any one of you can do the same. I promise you, any one of you can do the same. You just need to create those opportunities, and you do them by putting yourself into a positive place. Lewis says, "What's my lighthouse moment for today?" Lewis is calling me the London Lighthouse. So thank you, Lewis. I really, really appreciate that. Actually, just before you came on, I think we spoke about legacy. Your email stimulated me this morning. Make your peace. Make your peace with your life. Make your peace with, the potential of dis-ease and death, because those things are going to happen to all of us at some point in our lives. But then also get yourself into a healthy vibration. Take responsibility. Get yourself into a healthy vibration. Be at ease as much as you possibly can. Work on being at ease, at absolute calmness, serenity, in a good place. Work like that, and then go out into the world and do something positive with it. You'll feel better. Other people will feel better. And ultimately, you will have a great life. You'll get busy living rather than get busy dying. And you do have that choice, as it is in the Shawshank Redemption. I wasn't that way before. I am now. I'm in a nice, peaceful place. I think because I faced the potential of not being here, much like Lewis Senior, who's written his book At the End of the Day, and also now written part of the Forward for Life remix. Thank you, Lewis. The point is that I think once you faced a life or death moment, or a moment that's just just spun you out in some way, and you faced your own mortality, then you come out the other side, and you're going to be a different person. So at the end of the day, get busy living, people. Get busy living. Use the time wisely. At the end of the day, we're going to be in this lockdown. We're not supposed to be leaving the house apart from a little bit of exercise again here in the southeast of England and the southwest of London. At the end of the day, use the time really, really wisely. I'm going to be dotting the I's and crossing the T's and finishing off this book. We've got a few property deals that can still continue, construction, all these other kinds of bits of work that can continue, and have a nice break as well. Make sure you have a really, really lovely break, and relax over Christmas. I'm going to be around, so please do reach out, message me, whatever you would like to do. But other than that, have a great Monday. Nothing but love for all of you. Take care, guys. See you later.